record. All right, so first of all, thank you for the opportunity today. So guys, when I begin my presentation, I like to begin my presentation going back a little bit in time. And for those of you in the room that were born before 1996, this is how the internet used to look. And the internet back then was a pretty miraculous invention that we didn't know much about. Oh, long time no see. I see you everywhere. Every time there's ChatGPT, I love it. I love it. Yes. We got to stop meeting like this, my friend.
Right.
Too funny, small world. For the record, we had the opportunity to meet. He came to Anne Arundel County. He was slumming it. We have a dog. We have a dog.
Oh, there we go. We got a dog.
What is happening? This is my favorite day. Is this a Pomeranian?
What's up, Jack?
Oh my God.
How you doing, man?
Come here, buddy.
Wow. How you doing?
Come here. Hello. Hello. You're on camera. Oh my God. This is the cutest dog I've ever seen. I probably should have asked. Oh my God. Is that a Pomeranian? Yeah. I am loving this. I am loving it. You were awesome. And the little Maryland.
It's like a little.
So too funny. So cool. We just got started. I was basically saying back when I was in real estate, in 1996, I remember my mom, who was my broker, said, Christopher, this thing called the internet's come out, and I want to know if this is going to impact our office, our brokers. And I laughed at her. I'm like, Mom, we're in sales, we're in marketing, we're a physical product. We require, this is before the online MLS. Why would we need this internet thing? I mean, that's for e-commerce. Obviously, looking back now, I could kill myself for missing out on that wave. What I bring this up for is because what I feel happening right now in terms of AI, and not specifically ChatGPT, but AI in general, is going to have the same impact that artificial intelligence is doing right now. I think it's actually going to be more of an impact than the internet, more of an impact of the advent of the cell phone, and some people are saying more of an impact than the advent of electricity. And I heard that, and I'm like, what? I don't know about that. So my goal today is keep an open mind, and just, maybe take away from this some ideas you didn't really think you could do with AI. So where this all started was the day I like to say the world changed. November 30th, 2022, being an avid tech nerd that I am, and a guy that sleeps at the mall for the new iPhone, I have been a follower of technology and a nerd at heart. I grew up in this world pre-generation, as most Gen Xers before the internet, and I like to pride myself that I'm pretty tech savvy. But this was the day I started hearing about this thing called ChatGPT, and I thought, what is this ChatGPT? Why is it that I'm hearing about it? I don't know anything about it. I kind of know what a chat is, but what is a GPT? So of course I go to my resource, the one and only Gary Vee, and for those that don't know, Gary Vee is a social media influencer with regards to business. He took his family's wine operation from a no-name company to one of the most successful wine companies in the world using social media. And when he talks technology, he is the de facto go-to. So this is what Gary Vee has to say about the advent of AI and how it's going to impact the world.
And for people who understand what I'm saying, here it is. Most people worked on farms back in the day. And then a tractor came out. And everyone's like, fuck that. We're all out of fucking jobs. And then people found new jobs. So what do I think? I think you can have any opinion you want. Technology doesn't give a shit about your opinion. It's going to do what it's going to do. And it's not going to stop. So if you do a job that AI is capable of doing soon, you should think about that. Do you understand I gave the same keynote in 1997? The analogy I used then was, look, if you're the top salesman or saleswoman for the Yellow Pages, you might want to consider what Yahoo and Google are doing. So what do I think about AI? I think it's coming, and I think it's coming fast. And it's going to be awesome, and there's going to be certain rule changes, and humans have proven to me that they have the ability to adjust to the new reality and deal with it.
So why do I show this? I show this because a lot of people come up here and go, God, Chris, what you just showed me blew my mind. What's the point? Why do I even want to learn this stuff? If it's going to replace me, it's going to take my job, and we're going to be out of business, why do I even care? It's not my point. My point is those that adapt it and accept it and use it as a tool are going to be the people, especially in real estate, are going to be the people that supersede and pass the agents that are curmudgeon, don't agree with it, don't care about it, just aren't going to accept it. Guys, regardless of what industry you're in, and we're here about real estate, it does not matter. Every industry and every world is being impacted. And the people that asked me during my presentation, what's the downside of it? What freaks you out the most? Honestly, it's the speed at which this has been developed. It is only been a year. It is already my 25th iteration almost of this presentation because the technology is moving so fast, and the way I think there's a concern that it's almost a race to the bottom, what we call an arms race. We've got Google fighting Amazon, fighting Facebook, fighting Microsoft. All of them are right now trying to say, okay, whoever controls this is going to control, like, having the keys to the internet, and you're going to see some ideas why. So this is one of those moments when I started seeing on Twitter, and yes, I still call it Twitter. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not calling it an X or whatever Elon Musk calls it. But Twitter came out, and this is one of those moments that he says, from this point forward, everything started to change. So I started researching. I started delving into threads, and just to give you some background, I started my real estate career in 1979, and people go, well, how were you an agent in 1979? Well, I wasn't, but my mom was, and I was 5. So I came up in this business, guys. I know what it's like. Every mom, I thought, sold houses. Everybody's mom drove around and opened properties and sold papers, and I just said, this is what I'm going to do. So I got my license in 1996. I grew up as a RE/MAX agent, became a RE/MAX agent, and as of May of this year, I retired my license and transitioned to the title business. So I know where you guys stand. I don't know from the lending perspective, but I have enough experience to know that I've been through the down markets, the crash of 2008, COVID, all of the above. So I come at it from the point of view that I wanted to bring value. I wanted to talk about something that you guys as agents could utilize in your business. So here we are with ChatGPT. In a nutshell, ChatGPT, the first part, chat, its ability to talk, converse, have a chatbot. What the hell is a GPT? Well, a GPT, the nerd talk is basically, it's a generative pre-trained transformer. You'll never hear me say that word again. All it is they've taken all the internet data, everything on the internet until last week, up until April of 2023. That's the new update. And it's compiled into what's called an LLM, large language model. All the information on the internet is available, and then the chatbot talks to the large language model and converses, and then brings you back the information. And you're like, well, Chris, what's the difference between that and what Google does? I mean, I can just go to Google and talk and type and search. Yeah, and we all have grown up on that. We all know how to do that. The difference is you can converse with this as if it was a human. So when you're looking for information or a topic or a task, ChatGPT not only will get the information for you, but if you don't like the way it responds or you don't like the answer, you can tell it, I want this longer, I want this shorter. I want you to respond to me as if you were Jerry Seinfeld. I don't like that. I can do anything I want. Google, you have to start over, you have to find what you're looking for, and with some of the features I'm going to show you today, it simply just can't be done with Google. Now, I do want to allude to the fact that Google is not sitting idly by. They are doing their own competition, their own competitor. They have Google Bard. Their Google Bard is great because it seamlessly integrates work, email, YouTube, Gmail, and that's very powerful stuff. We're going to focus on ChatGPT, but guys, this is all encompassing, and we'll talk a little bit more of that. So it all started when Microsoft said, wait a minute, what is this? We like this. We think this allows us to compete with Google. So they said from the very beginning, we want in. They invested $10 billion, are now a 51% owner of OpenAI, and they're spending upwards of $700,000 a day, if not more. And this was as of 6 months ago, so it's probably more, giving us the clientele the ability to use it for free. Now, when I say free, ChatGPT is free to use. However, the features I'm going to show you today and what you can do with it, I think you're going to be convinced that you're going to want to do the paid version, what I call ChatGPT Plus. It's $20 a month, so I just like to get that out of the way. I knew this was serious when I saw that in 5 days it had surpassed 1 million users. I said, no way, that's crazy. And then I thought, wait a minute, how many did it do in a couple months? And I just found this stat. It surpassed 100 million users in 2 months, faster than even TikTok. So guys, this is the fastest growing technology in the history of humankind. And as I can tell you now, it's not going anywhere, and this is going to impact everything. They're already estimating, this is probably already wrong, that by 2030 it's going to impact over $2 trillion. It's probably going to be more than that. And guys, every industry is being impacted. And it's happening so fast because all the big dogs are after it, that this is going to, if you can think of it, it's going to be impacted. When I started really paying attention is when I heard that it passed the bar exam. I thought, how does that happen? You hear about it playing chess, and you hear about it doing all these things, but when it passed the bar exam, and I was like, wait a minute. My first goal was like, oh my God, my kid's not gonna have to go to school anymore. Then it passed the SATs. Then it passed the MCATs. Then it started writing legislation. Then judges were using it to interpret case law. And it was used by the government. These are just some samples. And again, it starts making you think, oh my God, Skynet's gonna take over, and we're all gonna have our overlords and we're gonna die. But I just thought, this is incredible. So of course, naturally I'm interested. So demonstrating AI, I took what took maybe 30 seconds. I said, to a website that I use called runway.ml, and this might be in video. I said, I want you to create a video that I can show a group of agents and lenders on the power of artificial intelligence, and I want you to make me a video. And that's all I said. This generated the script, narrates it with an auto-generated AI voice that sounds human, put together the clips, some of them were generated, some of them were pulled from stock video, and I'm just trying to demonstrate the power of where marketing and media is going in the future. And this was what came about.
They become the greatest tool or the biggest threat in the real estate industry. As we stand at the intersection of technology and property, the role of artificial intelligence sparks both promise and apprehension. Hold on to your seats as we delve into the dark side of AI in real estate. For all its promises, AI presents a host of challenges in real estate. Let's delve into the darker aspects of this tech phenomenon. One of the most concerning issues is job displacement. As AI becomes more adept at performing tasks traditionally done by humans, many real estate professionals may find their roles becoming obsolete. From property appraisals to customer service, AI's expanding capabilities could lead to significant job losses in the sector. Next, let's talk about privacy. AI's ability to gather and analyze vast amounts of data can be a double-edged sword. While it can help in making informed decisions, it also raises serious concerns about personal data protection. Lastly, there's the potential for bias in AI algorithms. Despite being machines, AI systems learn from human-generated data, and this can lead to them inadvertently replicating human biases. This could result in unfair practices like discriminatory pricing or biased property recommendations. But don't lose hope just yet. Every coin has two sides. Scene script. AI, despite its drawbacks, has the potential to revolutionize the real estate industry. Picture this, an industry driven by efficiency, precision, and personalization. That's the promise of artificial intelligence. Think of the countless hours spent on paperwork, property comparisons, and price negotiations. Now imagine these tasks being handled in a fraction of the time with improved accuracy. That's the efficiency AI brings to the table. Consider the weight of decision-making in real estate. With AI's data analysis capabilities, we're looking at better informed, more confident decisions. And it doesn't stop there. AI can sift through vast amounts of data to match buyers with properties that align with their personal preferences, enhancing customer service by leaps and bounds. AI is not just a tool, it's a partner, a game changer, and an innovation that's here to stay. The future of real estate seems to be firmly in the grip of artificial intelligence. Now, what if you knew that this video, from script to voice to visuals, was all created by an AI? It's true. Every word you've heard, every image you've seen was generated by artificial intelligence. This isn't some far-fetched future. It's the reality of content creation today. AI is not just transforming real estate, but also how we communicate, learn, and entertain ourselves. It's writing scripts, providing voices, creating visuals, all tirelessly without ceasing. And it's only going to become more sophisticated, more capable. But remember, it's not about replacing the human touch. It's about augmenting our abilities, freeing us to focus on what we do best. So, is AI a friend or...
So, I thought that was pretty impressive that in a matter of a minute I was able to generate the content. I show that just to give you a sample of what AI can do, and it's so much more than that. I was sitting in a presentation a couple days ago, and there was an actual lender in there that says their company is now utilizing AI to generate, and I'll demonstrate it at the end, live in-house sales agents that are calling, qualifying, and making the phone calls and having conversations with the clients and actually setting the appointments for them. So imagine the time you guys spend on the phone. If that was able to do that for you and get appointments set for you, again, game changer. For those of you who don't have an account, you can just go to Google and type in ChatGPT. It'll take you to the site. There's the website. You can sign up for free with Google, Microsoft, or your own email. So what you get when you see it is basically you're going to get a window on the left-hand side with all the questions that you ask, and then you've got your prompt box where you ask it questions. Now the feature, again, I'm demonstrating today, I have the paid account, allows me to upload files, but this one is just gonna, again, the beauty is it remembers your conversation, so anything you talk about, you can come back and revisit. If you wanna clear your history, you can, but there's power in that in terms of what you can do with it. So You got to learn how to do what's called prompting. Prompting is basically having a wish. You got a magic lamp with unlimited wishes. It's telling it what you want to accomplish, what you're asking for, and it's basically the instructions you give it to ChatGPT. Now, real estate agents and the real estate industry as a whole was the first big industry to adapt to it, and now I don't think you can talk to any agent that isn't using it for listing descriptions, and we'll touch on that a little bit. But I thought it was pretty cool that our industry, as always, is a leader and an innovator in going out and using this stuff. So today I want to kind of talk about just a few topics that you can use for AI. I wanted to begin with first a national recognized speaker I saw a couple weeks ago that the Women's Council of Real Estate put on. And this woman had about 300, 400 people in the room, and she talked about AI and ChatGPT. Now, she's a broker out of Chicago, and she says that as a 54-year-old woman and a single mom, she knew that she can't go back and redo her career. So she said, I'm going to adapt to this technology, and I'm going to use it. And she was talking about her output in terms of generating leads, which we can all relate to. Right now, a lot of us are spending money on Zillow leads, or paying agents for their Zillow leads, or we're buying Facebook ads, and we're spending, trying to generate content, or we're on the phone calling people. She said, look, it's all about content and getting your name out there. We used to use a thing called the penny saver and the yellow pages, and we would try to get our stuff out there. And she was like, guys, right now you have the ability through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through Google, through anything, to reach more people than you've ever had in human history. And they're essentially screaming right now what their family, their lives, and you guys have the power to impact them. So she's like, look, if you want to make $100,000 a year, and this is again from the real estate point of view, you got to be putting out 32,000 words of content. And she was saying this from her personal experience. And I thought that was interesting, because I thought, I don't put that much out in my lifetime, let alone in a year. And well, maybe I do, but I wanted to just start with this because I thought, well, what better way than to show people why and how they can do that? And she said, look, you want to touch people, and you may have heard this before, with their family, their occupation, their recreation, and their dreams. We have right now the ability to communicate with each other like we've never had before. And our problem is we don't do a lot of this face-to-face. We're all on Facebook, we're all sharing our phones. But she reaches out to more people by 8 a.m. than most people talk to in a week. And she literally uses the social media aspect of ChatGPT to generate content so that she can reach them. And I thought that's pretty interesting. So she was talking about, in her example, she would go to googletrends.com or trends.google.com. In her example, she just researched real estate at that particular time, and short sales were on the rise. And she said, well, I'm going to take that information. She used ChatGPT to generate the content, the facts, and the data, and then she just parsed it up into an 8-part series that she sends out to her clients. I thought, that's incredible. Now she's top of mind, she's relevant, and she's making the ability to show that she's the expert. And I thought, well, what could a lender talk about? I think I was talking to Kyle about this. I know the market, people want to know about interest rates, but they don't want to know about the CPI or the consumer price index. They don't care about where the bond market is. That stuff doesn't make sense to them. It's the same thing when it goes, what's the market? And we're like, well, rates are down and listings are. They want to know what is happening that affects me. So maybe you can use ChatGPT to generate the marketing content, the ideas, the topics, because it's unlimited and no one's doing this in our industry. So I always like to start with social media. Probably the most incredible and most important aspect of using the software. And by the way, all the imagery that you see has all been AI generated, so that's one topic we're going to talk about at the end of the presentation, that you can now use text to image and actually type, and it creates any image you want. But I think social media is important because I don't care what you say about it. People can begrudgingly poo-poo it and say it's not worth my time, and I hate it, and I don't want to be on camera, and I don't like my face. Guys, this is where the world is. Everyone we go outside is on their phone. Everyone is consuming content. You can't even go to a restaurant without people making eye contact. They're staring, they're swiping, they're scrolling. It's because it's relevant, it's easy, it's shareable, it's quick. And the problem I know I faced as a Gen Xer was like, all right, what the hell is a reel, let alone a TikTok or a social media post? I just didn't know what to do. So what did I do? I went to ChatGPT. Not only did it explain it to me, it told me what to say, it told me how to say it told me when to say it. And we're going to show you some of those examples today. So this one was just me saying, all right, ChatGPT, I'm in real estate. I want you to create me a real estate market update. And I was using Upper Marlboro at my last presentation as of November 2023. Now, just recently, ChatGPT updated its database. Prior to the update, you could only get data from 2021, and that didn't really help you when you're doing a presentation and you want to do a stats today. So the new update not only goes out and it stops at April of 2023, it does go out and scrape the internet if you wanted to. So you can get really accurate, up to the minute, relevant data that will cite its resources, especially in our business, we want to make sure. And this is what it did. It literally went out, found the internet information, pulled in the relevant data, even put the hashtags and the emoticons, and made an Instagram post. And what would have taken me hours just to come up with what the hell is that house with a tree, let alone the money bag, put it together and made an Instagram post that I was able to send out and share on the fly. You could do this on your phone and just copy it, go right into Instagram, and I thought, that's powerful. Well, what about Facebook? What about LinkedIn? It doesn't matter. If you want it, it will do it for you. So this was me at a blood drive I recently did with a lender friend of mine, and while I was sitting in the van, I said, ChatGPT, I'm doing a blood drive. It made me the post, which I did right on the spot, put it out there, and I always tell the story that as we were sitting there, people saw the post, 3 more people came down and actually gave blood, so I thought that was pretty cool. What about lead generation? I don't know how you guys in the real estate or the lending aspect generate leads, but I know that it's very difficult in our business to obtain clients. And we're only as good as our next client, and I know a lot of people spend a lot of money generating leads. Well, how are you getting your leads? Well, again, back to my point. Why don't you become the expert? And what do I mean by the expert? Do you have to necessarily have a website or a blog? No, but if you do, now you have no excuse. You have a built-in copywriter. You have a built-in social media expert. You have a built-in data analyst, a paralegal, whatever you can imagine. ChatGPT can come up with the content, can write the content for you, and not only that, we'll do a demonstration. It can go out to Canva, which is a great website, and use Canva to generate the marketing materials for you. So now you guys don't have to pay for these coaching programs. I use Buffini and Company. Every month I got a box with the flyer and the Popeye. Now this does it for me for free, and I just think you have no more excuses of why you can't do it. This was just, again, maybe you want to write a blog. I had it write me a blog about Upper Marlboro, Maryland in my presentation. It presents the information and saves me a tremendous amount of time. And that's what it's about, guys. It's saving you time on the tedious and the mundane aspects of our job every time. So using Canva, I thought was amazing. It uses what's called a plugin. It allows you to go out, maybe you want to create an infographic, and you want to take data from Wikipedia and create an infographic and put that on your social media. I don't know how to do an infographic, but if I want, and this is just a random image I had generated, but let's say we take it to the next level. I wanted to create an infographic using Canva, and I did that. I went out and pulled up relevant information from Upper Marlboro and put the courthouse, the state seal, and relevant information. All I did was put it in there. So now you can share that out to your social media. And guys, this is gonna put you the top of mind. And this goes to my point about social media. I have a lot of agents that are begrudgingly upset and resentful. Agents that have been in the business longer than me, and they're the ones that have all the name tags that say I'm an AVR, DR, CRS, E-Pro, I sold 300 million, I'm a top producer. Nobody cares. And I know that because none of the clients, when I hear multi-million-dollar producer, I thought, oh my God, that agent's rich. Well, we all know what a multi-million, you sell $1 million with 2 houses, that doesn't mean you're rich. But what happens is these agents get resentful because they go, I've been in this business for 30 years. I know how to sell a house. I know the contract backwards and forwards. And I got these young agents, they come in the business, they make a couple TikTok videos, and then they are all of a sudden running circles around me, and I can't stand it. They don't deserve that. And I go, you know why? Because they're top of mind and they're relevant. They did a study with NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and the NAR said 90% or more of homeowners that sell their house do not remember the name of their agent. And I am guilty of that, number one. Probably why I got out of the real estate business. I was terrible at follow-up, and I would work to get new clients, and they loved me, and I did a great job, and we'd sell them the house, or I'd list their home, and then they would disappear. I didn't follow up with CRM, and I kicked myself for that. Yet, these agents come in here, they put their marketing together, and all of a sudden they're top of mind. They did a fake marketing study, or a study on a fake agent with a fake name and a fake logo, and they marketed a neighborhood for 8 weeks, and at the end of the 8 weeks, everyone in that neighborhood, you know who they remembered? The fake agent, because it was top of mind. So my point is, guys, you have got to be utilizing social media. I don't care how you're doing it. It doesn't even have to be your name and a face. You have to be putting out content, and ChatGPT can help you do it. So this is me just basically saying, I want you to create an Instagram post about the power of ChatGPT in real estate. And basically, it'll go out, and it'll basically, when you ask a question, it'll generate, using Canva, it'll actually go out to Canva and say, okay, Chris is asking me to create some marketing pieces. It'll generate the marketing pieces for you and give you a template. Now, I may not like the template. I may think the color's ugly. I may think the style's ugly. If I don't like it, I just say, ChatGPT, make it Remax colors. Make it Next Step Realty colors. Make it whatever you want. But let's say I do love the content. Then all I have to do is click on the post. It goes into Canva. It did the heavy lifting for me, and this is unlimited. I can then add my insights and my information. You need door hangers, you need flyers, you need a Facebook cover page, you need a LinkedIn bio, you need anything. You want a landing page, a website. It can be done now for free, unlimited, anytime, and all you have to do is ask. So these were just some examples of those particular posts. And again, anything you want to do, it can do it for you. How about this? I told ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, I want you to go out to Wikipedia, and we all know Wikipedia is a source of information that's accurate and 100% true, but in all reality, it's pretty resourceful. And I want you to create a video, and then I want you to take that video and use CapCut, which is TikTok's video software, again free, and I want you to make a video about that topic. And then I want you to take that topic and then make a Canva thumbnail so that I can put it on my social media. Again, so you have content ideas regardless of your aspect in this business. So I said, go in this order. Yes?
So the program will like make the reel for you, is what you're saying?
It'll make the reel for you, it'll make the video for you, it'll do anything you want, and then if you're good at it, and we can talk about specifically making reels, but this, I just want you to have the idea and the big picture. This one I said, look, write me a text about the top 10 things homeowners can do to get their home ready for market. Talk to me like a 12-year-old, use Wikipedia, create the video, and use CapCut, and it will do that. Maybe I wanted to talk to me like Jerry Seinfeld or a pirate. I don't care, it will do it for me, and it will generate. So this was just a sample of a video that was
Ready
made
to
30
sell?
seconds.
Here are the top 10 tips. Clean up, make it smell nice, fix anything broken, paint walls with neutral colors, get rid of clutter, make the outside look welcoming, update old fixtures, have good lighting, organize your space, and show off the best parts of your home. These simple steps can make your house more appealing to buyers.
Can anybody do that? Sure. Could I have made my own profile, got a couple photos, overlaid some text and made a reel? Sure. Not everybody can do that. But again, I did that in 30 seconds. Imagine you can have ChatGPT give you 100 topics on 100 different things you can talk about that can make 100 videos that you can send out. There's no more excuse why you guys aren't putting out content if you show desire you want to do that way. How about YouTube? The power of YouTube is insurmountable. This is the second most visited website besides Google, and we all know who owns YouTube. Google. Everyone in this room has used YouTube. Whether you're entertaining yourself, you're watching videos, you're learning, the world is using YouTube. And the power of YouTube is so powerful that I'm shocked more people aren't using it, because I remember the days when you'd have to pay a lot of money to get your videos put out there. Now we can do it for free. So how do you use YouTube? I mean, in just 60 seconds standing here, over 500 hours of video have been uploaded to YouTube in 1 minute. So why don't you take the product that we sell, a house, and market it? Maybe you want to visually showcase property walkthroughs. Maybe you're a buyer's agent and you ask a listing agent if you have permission to walk through their house. Maybe you wanted to create a script about a particular house. This is an example. I said, make me a YouTube script for 5 minutes of my house, and I literally just used a real listing in Upper Marlboro, and it went out to Zillow, it found the listing, it found the description the agent put, it created the script and told me what to say, and I have a director built in. If you want to use that, you can. Maybe that's too complex, but I'm just trying to give you the idea. And this was the video it created in 30 seconds.
11005 Phillies Fort Crossing, a stunning residence nestled in the heart of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Today, I'll take you through a journey of this exceptional property that could be your next home. As we approach this magnificent 4-bedroom,
Well, clearly I don't want to demonstrate the whole video, but you get the idea. I would, if I wanted to, upload my own footage because that was not actually the home, just giving you the concept. What about doing a video walkthrough? When I talk about content and putting stuff out there, I'm not talking about, hey, it's Chris and I own my house and check out the kitchen. Guys, that is so annoying and that is not content, and everyone in the room is guilty of it. And I'm just as guilty as the title guy at Settlement going, we settled and here's the sign and sign here and they said yes to the house. Nobody cares. That's for our own ego, and that's not considered content. Are people gonna think you're the expert? No, they're gonna think, oh, okay, you sold our house, why do I care? You guys wanna put out information that's entertaining, educational, and informative. So again, suggestions for that. SEO, one of those things that I know that a lot of people might do, you can use it for SEO ranking. I don't know anything about SEO, let alone keywords, but I know it costs a lot of money to hire a copywriter to come up with the words relevant. Maybe you're doing a Facebook ad or paying, to specifically target. Well, right now, you can ask ChatGPT to do it for you for free, and you can target whatever market you want. So if you are specifically looking to advertise this, Ron Howard does this out of Remax in Baltimore, and he was showing me that he's upwards of saving close to $12,000 a month on otherwise words he would have had to spend because he uses ChatGPT to generate the content and the keywords for him. And when he goes to market them now, he's able to specifically target people, and he doesn't have to spend the money he used to do so. Maybe it makes you appear as the expert. Just some suggestions of what you can do as a realtor to get the market out there or get the information out there. These are just some suggestions. Maybe you want to offer advice and tips. It doesn't matter. I just want you guys to realize how important it is to get out there. He does a lot of specific neighborhood videos. So anyone that visits YouTube and wants to move to Maryland, you'll generally come across his videos. Guys, you can make neighborhood specific videos. You could drill down using free information. Have ChatGPT not only pull the information in the neighborhood, but generate the script and tell you how to film it. So if you have a geographic farm that you're looking to work in, knock yourself out. ChatGPT can do it. So this was just me using an example of a particular neighborhood, giving stats. And maybe you want to talk about crime or schools or relevant real estate data. It's all available to you at your fingertips. All you have to do is tell it to do it. How about creating an avatar? Maybe you want to create an avatar using the built-in text to image, and this is just a kind of a goofy example. Clearly it's not me, but I just said make a picture of an agent holding a key. But what about this? I take it and generate something a little bit more fancy, and I want to take it to the next level. What if I take this and I say, you know, that's all great, but what if I can make it talk?
Thank you for taking a moment to visit.
So how about this? That's cool and all that, but that looks too much like a cartoon. I don't think anyone's gonna buy it. How about this? I take that picture of that agent, I use a ChatGPT plugin that takes it and says, all right, make it into this. That's not a real person, guy. That is a fake, artificially generated image avatar of a non-existent human. And I thought, wow, well, can I animate that? Sure, why not?
Greatest realtor of all time.
All right, well, that's all fine and dandy, Chris. Who is this random guy? Well, what if you want to make it yourself? So I will show you a demonstration where I actually can upload an image of myself if your show is fine. Maybe you don't want to be the person that's speaking, but maybe you don't want to be on camera. Now you guys could have an unlimited opportunity 24/7 while you're sleeping to market your properties, individual listings, maybe have a website or a landing page where you're speaking, you're talking, and content's out there. Maybe you don't just speak English, maybe use ChatGPT to generate content in Spanish. So all your marketing now can go out and you double your resources. Hell, it does over 100 language. Maybe you want to speak in any language. It will do the intonation, the lip movement, the content for free, unlimited, if you should desire.
Can we take your voice though?
Yes, so the company that does right now the de facto best voice AI generated one is called 11 Labs. And I'll send out this at the end. 11 Labs will allow you to use, there's probably 500 different voices. You can speed up the intonation, the way it talks, the accent. If you want an American that speaks like a Filipino or Spanish that speaks like a Canadian, it can do that. And then you can pay if you want to have your own voice and it will clone you. It'll represent your image. And I do like to talk about that. There is a downside to that, clearly, with the election cycle coming up. You just want to be forewarned that we're going to be very confused moving forward with what is real and what is not real. And it's going to be a problem, but I'm not here to talk about the negative side. I am here to talk about how I used to plagiarize other realtors' listing descriptions because I was terrible when it came to marketing a property. Back in my day, when we first had the MLS, we were limited to, I think, 100 words. Do you know how hard it is to write a listing description on a house? But that was also back when we were using MS-DOS. But that's a whole nother story. But I do this, and I know each and every one of you in this room does this. You get a listing, and you're like, I'm earning a commission, and I'm gonna get paid to market this house. Well, the first thing I need to do is I gotta describe this property. So what do? You go to Bright, and you go to the listing history, and you find the old agent, and you find out what they said about the property. One, to make sure you're covering your bases and you don't overlook anything. But I steal that. I take that listing description, and I would take it over, and I'd write my own little version. It took me about an hour, and I'd be like, because you know the first thing the seller does, as soon as it goes live on Zillow, they read your listing description and they go, I don't like what you said about this house. And you're like, oh God, why did I say yes to this? However, with ChatGPT, that problem is no longer an issue. And everyone probably knows about this, but you can take, in this example, an actual listing description. Guys getting paid a huge commission to market a house, and this is all he said about it. Hell, you may be so lazy that you just take the amenities and features and you copy it and you go to ChatGPT and you say, ChatGPT, make that a listing description, and bam. Now I do want to stop and let you know that this is using the data you provided and the information, but it does have a tendency to hallucinate. And what do I mean by that? It can make up facts and sometimes not outright lie, but tell you false information, but convince you that it's really correct. So you do want to make this so that she's your author and creating the content, but you're the editor. So make sure this is not offering a hot tub or a fireplace or something that's not there. But what's better, having something as plain and mundane as that, or having an actual listing description? I personally think, and I used it for having realtors no longer use these stupid words, these stupid real estate fluff words that we know what they really mean, especially motivated seller. I didn't put that on there. We all know what that means. A motivated seller means they're desperate. But I just say, ChatGPT, when you're making my listing description, do not use the overly used, clickbaity, realtor fluff language, and every listing description forward now will never use that. And I just thought that was pretty funny that you can do that if you so desire. Maybe you want to use those words. What about prospecting? Again, using it to garner clients and reaching out to people, I think it's fascinating what you can do with it. This is going to be an example that I like to use. Maybe you're looking to target for sale by owners. Maybe you're looking to work for the luxury market. Maybe you want to work with expireds. I don't know. If you were looking to reach out to a database, how are you generating content or how are you reaching out to it? In my example, I said, I want you to write me a letter to a FSBO showing the value and benefits of working with me as an agent so that I can market to a database of people, and it wrote the letter for me. It literally said, introduction, the value I bring, and then the call to action for me to reach out to them. You know how powerful that is? Maybe you could do that yourself, but try this. Have some fun with it. If you are looking to break into a specific neighborhood, maybe a community, an organization, ChatGPT can do it for you. Some ideas you can use to benefit yourself, and maybe you're selling your skills. Again, ChatGPT can come up with as many ideas and talking points as you need. Short form video, this goes back to social media, kind of segues into that. Back to my point again is everyone's on their smartphone, and the newer and newer generations that are coming up are going to be even worse. And it's because of the fact that videos are so easily shareable and so easily consumable. I was shocked when I heard that that's 1,200% more likely to share it than a text image. Guys, everyone is using video, and if you're not using video, you're missing out a huge opportunity to benefit yourself. I know we were just talking to Shane, someone saw a video that I guess Alexa had created on something that he was offering a program, and the home buyer called him on it and wanted more information. I think that's powerful. So I, again, can't emphasize how everyone in the world right now is using this, and even myself, I don't get my news from the traditional sources. I get it from TikTok and from Reddit, all from shareable videos. And then you can argue that point all day long, but it's the world we live in. Here's me just using it to create a video, and if I wanted to clone myself, again, I'm using a company called studio.d-id.com. I'm only limited to 4 seconds because I'm cheap and I don't pay for it, but this is just going to give me an idea of if I wanted to create.
Unlimited videos.
Clearly that's not my voice.
Personifying each property listing.
But that took a still image of me, guys, and made me talking. Now they have real-time apps that in real time can actually talk in any language and uses AI to mimic your lips to make like you're pronouncing that word. So you can do real content of yourself unlimited using AI if you want to do that. What about this one? Write me a YouTube script on the top 10 reasons to list your home with a realtor. Use CapCut plugin to make the video. And it literally, which would have taken hours, made me
Considering selling your home? Here are the top 10 reasons why listing with a Realtor can benefit you. 1. Expertise in pricing. Realtors have the experience
to watch the whole video, but again, use it to your heart's content. How about this for advertising? Maybe you wanted to generate information for your content creation. It can be your chatbot for client support and responses. You want to do a market analysis or data stats. You want to tell people what the interest rates are doing. You want to tell people what the real estate market's doing. Maybe you want to optimize your email, create great calls to action, captivating headlines. I know a woman that I did in one class said that her open rate on her email jumped from less than 1% to over 80%. I don't know how far-fetched that is, but if you're getting people to open more than 5% of your emails, that's a huge opportunity. Again, ChatGPT can do that and create that content for you. Again, we touched on SEO if you wanted to generate the keywords for you. Again, this is just me using my title insurance background. Generate keywords that I can use to target if I was selling my services. I don't know how long that would have taken me. I could have paid somebody to do it. Maybe I could have Googled it, but in 10 seconds I could do it on ChatGPT. Same thing with email. If you're sending out emails, using it to captivate call to actions, just some examples of emails that you can send out. I'm just trying to get you guys to realize there's no limit on what you can have it do. Here's some examples of some headlines. Maybe that's what she was using to have people open her emails. some ideas that you can use it for creating marketing purposes. As a real estate agent, there's so much content that we can put out there that the clients are starving for. Some of the most successful agents are just sitting in their car going, here's a day in the life behind the scenes of being a real estate agent, or here's me at a closing and what I have to do to get ready. Because a lot of people think they don't know what we do, they just think we're all overpaid, and they don't realize the work involved. Maybe you could start sharing content about what it's like. I use it to create scripts. Maybe you want to create a dialogue between you and your difficult seller who's not willing to reduce their price reduction, and you want to practice some objections without actually doing it in real life. I know people pay a lot of money for coaching, and they pay a lot of money to have our time looking at YouTube videos how to do it. Now you can just say, look, I want you to simulate a conversation with a difficult seller, or a pain in the ass buyer's agent, or a difficult broker, and ChatGPT will generate that content and you can practice it. Now it's not going to give you every answer and every objection, but here it is. If you wanted to create a script between you and a seller regarding a price reduction, it will actually generate that script, and it will actually give you what to say. And I just think, oh my God, this is amazing. So instead of going out and making a fool of yourself in the real world, talking to that homeowner, it can give you all the points that you might bring up, what that potential seller could say to you, and the objections that they could raise, and you guys can practice that. So instead of paying money for a coach who does these accountability calls and tells you what to say, you guys can come up with any topic on any idea that you can imagine, and ChatGPT can be your built-in coach. Now, texting is my favorite feature because I use the example of having a Polish wife. I don't know what she says half the time, and when she's texting me or she's speaking a different language, I just use ChatGPT to translate. But more importantly, I use it for my middle schooler who, as we all know, speaks an entirely different language, and I didn't know what he was talking about half the time, so I jokingly put this in there. I said, ChatGPT, I want you to tell me the top 10 stupid words middle schoolers are using, so I kind of an idea, and I thought that was pretty interesting that it was able to do that. But in all seriousness, guys, it's not uncommon for people to take a text message, an email, or any kind of content they're corresponding on their phone, copying and pasting it in ChatGPT and having it respond. Maybe you want it to be more succinct, maybe you want it to be more professional, maybe you don't know what to say or how to respond. Well, ChatGPT can help with it. And I knew this was serious, and I knew it was legitimate when, of course, the de facto cultural show of South Park brought it up in an episode, and I got a kick out of this when I saw this. Oh, let me get back to that.
Wendy just came up to me and was acting all hurt because she thinks I don't care about her. When she said that she wishes I would reply to her text the way that Clyde responds to Bebe, so how do you do it? ChatGPT, dude. ChatGPT? Yeah, dude. There's a bunch of apps and programs you can subscribe to that use OpenAI to do all your writing for you. People use them to write poems, write job applications, but what they're really good for is dealing with chicks. Here, check it out. There's tons of ChatGPT apps for your phone. So then I can take whatever latest dumb thing Bebe texted me, I copy it, then I open the GPT app, click respond to, paste her text here, hit write, it just thinks for a second. You would look great with any length of hair, trying a new look could be fun. Copy that into messages and send it on. It's super easy and convenient, and it saves me a ton of time because she texts me so goddamn much. Geez, right. I probably won't do it, but thanks for being supportive. Cut, paste, write, cut, messages, paste, send. There.
So I'm not advocating that, but have fun with it. In all seriousness, as I did this one time and I showed that a woman in the front row of the audience was writing poetry to her boyfriend, and she was like, oh my God, my boyfriend just responded, and we're going to do this. And I caught up with her a couple weeks ago, and she goes, he still doesn't know. Use that to your own caution, but I just got a kick out of it. Sorry for the crassness. All right, so you're an expert, you know what to say, you know what you want to talk about, you actually have the post generated. Well, what do you do then? Maybe you don't know when to post, or ideally how to post. Have it create your social media content calendar. So guys, now not only do you have the creation and the marketing and the copywriting and the actual information, you can now say, ChatGPT, what do I do with this information? And you just say, make me a content calendar. Maybe you want to go out a month, maybe you want to go out 12 months. It doesn't matter. It will do it for you. It'll tell you, all right, on Monday, do a TikTok and a Facebook Instagram. On Tuesday, you want all platforms. And it goes boom, 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 and tells you what to say. So now there's no excuse. You have the information, the topics, it does it for you, and now it'll tell you when to do it. So if you're not utilizing the power of this, you're going to miss out. Translation, I touched on this, but this is something that is mind-boggling. With over 100 languages, some of the most popular languages in the world, again, you guys can duplicate your efforts and your content just by telling ChatGPT to convert your posts, your flyers, your text messages, your emails, your websites, anything into another language and push it out there. It's simply astounding that it can do that. So by promoting your listing in Spanish, maybe you're going to increase your efforts and make more money, and you can use the phone. I'm going to show you in a minute how to do that. So I thought this was just an example of an actual listing description I grabbed, and I just said translate it into Spanish, and it did it immediately. And I thought, wow, I never knew I could do that. So this is the actual built-in feature of the iPhone that took a ChatGPT post, and with the way artificial intelligence works now, it actually will use the correct intonation. It doesn't sound like a robot. It actually uses the accent. It's pretty impressive. So I just said, explain what artificial
La
intelligence is in
inteligencia
Spanish.
artificial es una rama de la informática que busca crear sistemas capaces de realizar tareas que requieren inteligencia humana, como el aprendizaje y la toma de decisiones.
So now we've all seen people walking around with their Google Translate in their phones, but it's not uncommon now for people to take their phone and go and give you their phone and you talk to it and they hand it back. It's like Star Trek. You can now do that. So you can have conversations in any language, in any dialect, in any country, right on your phone, and in real time it will translate it for you. I personally like to use it for something that's not real estate related. You can actually now send entire PDFs or books or documents or anything you can imagine, up to 300,000 words. You can send into ChatGPT, it'll interpret it for you. I like to read a lot, but I don't have a lot of time. So I now can go out and using my phone, I can take a picture of a book, I can take a picture of a particular page, or I can just go out and find a PDF on the internet, throw it into ChatGPT and say, summarize the book for me. And what would usually take me hours to read, I can get the gist of the book and have it analyzed, broken down, and give me the key takeaways. Mind-boggling. I also, and this was just me using the book Influence by Robert Cialdini, and I didn't even finish doing it, but it gave me the chapter headings and it started explaining to me, so if you're out and you want to read a book, you can consume that kind of information a lot faster. I also like to use it with YouTube, which is a great source of information. It's just very time consuming. So now, I didn't know this, YouTube videos all have transcripts accompanying them. So with ChatGPT, you can literally say, summarize this video for me. It will actually go copy the text from the transcript, interpret it. What would usually take an hour if I'm watching a TED Talk, I can consume in like 5 minutes because it gives that to me. And I thought, oh my God. So this was me just using as a real example. Here was a new ChatGPT update, and I just said, give me the summary. And it went out, it read the transcript, and in less than 60 seconds, it gave me the description of the video, and I knew everything about it. And if I wanted to watch it, I could, but that's powerful stuff. So here are some of the advanced features and why you want to consider the paid version of ChatGPT. One is the ability to create custom instructions. And this is great on the back end because you might get bored of having to say, all right, I'm a realtor, I work in Towson, I'm looking for this type of person. Now you just tell it. In my example, I'm a settlement officer. We're currently looking to attract realtors and work with social media to build my client database. And then you can tell it how you want it to respond. And you can say, all right, this is what I'm looking for, this is how I want you to respond, this is how I want you to talk, and that's done. So now moving forward, maybe you want to come off as a comic and you want everything to be humorous and funny, or maybe you want to come out and sound like a South Park character. It will do that because it now knows what you're looking for. Another thing is the feature is the ability to throw anything at it. So I hate that term, advanced data analysis. Basically, it means you can throw any document you want. I just use these as examples. You have a PDF you want to interpret, you have an Excel spreadsheet. I just did a demonstration with Shane. I was able to download from the MLS using public records the data of homes in this area, and I was able to have ChatGPT in a matter of seconds interpret that and tell me the answer we were looking for. Yesterday I pulled public records for an agent and I said, I want you to find the top 10 homeowners that are likely to list their house, and it went out and said, oh, based on this, it says you are looking for the deed record date. It knew that I was looking at deed record date and compared it against the mortgage balance. And what would have taken me hours to figure out how to do it? It said, oh, here are the top 10 homeowners you should call. I threw a real estate contract to sale in there just to see what it would do. And I said, tell me what the difference is between arbitration and litigation. Hell, tell me what time is of the essence mean. And it interpreted it for me. I used this feature when I was doing a comparison back when I sold real estate. I had a multiple offer situation. And I had 9 offers on my agent or uncle's house. And it was so hard because I had to sit there and parse concessions and loan type and price point variables and this. And I was like, all right, finally, we accepted this offer. I threw it into ChatGPT in a matter of 10 seconds. It's like, well, based on this is the most profitable offer. I'm like, oh my God. I throw my home inspection reports into the ChatGPT. I'm like, tell me the top 10 items of concern we need to have addressed. Time saver. I can take an MP3 and I can turn it into an MP4. I can take a still image of my photo and make it animated and turn it into a GIF. I can create PowerPoint slides. Again, the sky's the limit of what you can do with it. Maybe you want to research your competition. Maybe you want to research what you're going to do when you go into a listing appointment. An agent went up against a real top big hitter in the market, and she was like, look, I'm going up against this guy. And ChatGPT went out to the internet and found out his style, his success rate, his talking points, gave her a breakdown analysis, and she was able to overcome objections and combat it and got the listing. Something you want to consider. This was me just using the data I pulled from broker metrics. I threw it into the system and I said, who's the top agent in that particular market in that particular time frame? And now I know who would have targeted because it saved me the effort and time of having to do it. So maybe you have a geographic farm you want to target. Maybe you have a database of homeowners that you want to work with or a set of agents you want to go after. If it's data that you have available, you can throw it into ChatGPT and talk to it like a human. It will analyze it, interpret it, and give it what you want. Another powerful feature is literally the ability to use text, type what you want, and create images. So they call it DALL-E 3. This is built into it. This is their software service. This was actual OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT. This is their brief demonstration of what DALL-E 3 and image generation is. My apologies. It's using the internet. Basically, I won't make you watch the whole video, but I just used it in my example to create artificially generated images of an overworked, overwhelmed realtor, and it created these images, or what my son would look like growing up from baby to 15 years old. You could throw your own images up to it and have it interpret it. It can get a little freaky. I know I put a picture of my son and want to see what he looked like as an adult, and that freaked me out, but it can be done. You can use plugins. There's over 1,000 plugins people are building for it. One of the examples I like is I use ChatGPT to come up with recipes. Not really rocket science there, but not only does it give you the recipe and it gives you how to make it, but it also, with a click of a button, will go out to Instacart and buy the food for you. It will literally go out, and then imagine a day in the very near future, you walk in the house and go, Alexa, dinner party tonight with 5 teenagers, 2 are lactose intolerant, I have a budget of $100, I need you to feed me. It'll go out, find what you need, buy the items, and it'll show up at your door. How about this? You're a client, you're walking into a house with your phone, you have no agent with you, the phone is open with the lock because the phone knows that you're a home buyer. Client says, I want to buy this house, they're qualified using cryptocurrency and the blockchain, title work's done, and they're at settlement within a matter of hours instead of days. It's going to happen. This is an interesting speak that they gave at the Google I/O presence. We all have smartphones in our pocket that know everything about us. It has our calendars, our contacts, our events, our money, our banking information. We foresee a future, and Google does too, where your assistant is in the background setting your appointments, making your calls, doing your reservations, ordering your food, so that you're taking that burdensome stuff off of you so that you can live your life and do what's important. And this is just a live demo of AI making a phone call and setting an appointment for a customer.
Let's say you want to ask Google to make you a haircut appointment on Tuesday between 10 and noon. What happens is the Google Assistant makes the call seamlessly in the background for you. So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would
So
like.
you guys get the point. Pretty impressive. We all knew that it was AI because I told you, but if you were the woman on the other end, is that feasible that that's going to be real time? This was interesting because in light of the actors' strike in Hollywood, which we probably all don't even care about, I thought this was fascinating where I now understand what the actors were concerned about, and it was not necessarily money, it was they're concerned about being replaced by AI, and this is something that will explain why.
A movie or a series to end, it doesn't have to. You could use AI to continue to generate more episodes, another sequel, and have this kind of ongoing storyline. For example, maybe you actually subscribe to Lord of the Rings as a franchise, or Succession as a series, and you continue to generate more. And then there is a world where eventually, maybe we get home from work, and we say, I'm in the mood for a rom-com, I've gotten my heart broken, or whatever it is, and AI generates something for you.
Could you even like choose the actors? Like, do you know what I mean? You could be like, I want one with Meryl Streep and Hugh Grant, and it would do.
Yeah, so a world where we even one day maybe subscribe to actors, and their AI appears, absolutely.
Can you imagine that, guys? You come home and you could forever watch Game of Thrones and it'll never change.
Where's like the copyright gonna come in?
Well, this is the thing. These are real life challenges, but you know, this is one of those things that I'm just trying to get you guys aware of how rapidly this is happening. Yeah, we're talking about real estate, but guys, this is happening faster and faster and more than why. Now, this is a feature of AI that I like to show and demonstrate. It has nothing to do with ChatGPT. This is built into the iPhone with the iOS 17 update. This is actually on device, doesn't use the cloud, and I'm going to do the demonstration and then I'll explain what the relevance of this is. But keep in mind, this is not me speaking.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to come talk to you today about the new powerful technology known as ChatGPT. Using this is just an example of how everything is going to change moving forward in our business. This is a demonstration of where technology is going. This is completely done on the iPhone with iOS 17. After reading 150 phrases, the phone trained itself to mimic my voice. Now I know it's not exact, but it's pretty impressive that it's able to duplicate my voice in such a similar fashion.
Kind of creepy, kind of weird. You can tell it's an AI. People are like, all right, Chris, it's stupid. Why would AI? Well, there's a real life possibility, and this is an accessibility feature under the iPhone, which has some incredible features. There is people out here that have the real likelihood of being able to lose their voice. They have the ability that one day they're not going to be able to talk, and they will now be able to forever immortalize their voice in the phone. Here's where it gets actually pretty impressive. It's now happening where people are generating avatars of deceased loved ones, and they're replicating their voice. So now little Sammy can talk to Grandpa and have a conversation with the deceased relative in real time with all his likes, his advice, his story, his voice, his image. Kids are learning about the Gettysburg Address with Abraham Lincoln teaching them that, or the Harriet Tubman teaching about the Underground Railroad. This is the world we're rapidly moving into, and again, we can balk at it. It's just mind-boggling what's happening. So we've talked about a lot about using the texting and talking to it with the keyboard. With the paid version of ChatGPT, it now allows you the ability to not only use it for ChatGPT vision and seeing, it can hear you, but it also can have conversations with you. Maybe you come up to this parking sign, you're in the city, you're like, oh my God, can I park here? Sure, take a picture of it, it'll tell you where you can park. How about this, you have a puzzle, you're like, oh my God, I hate Sudoku, I hate crossword puzzles. Take a picture of it. ChatGPT will tell you how to solve it instantaneously. So you'll be the smartest person in the room. You have a kid in math, I don't know or math to save my life. You have a complex formula,
awesome back in the day.
you can literally hand draw and sketch it on a notepad, take a picture of it, and ChatGPT Vision will solve it for you.
How do kids fail? Like, how are they?
Do you remember when it said, something before your time, we don't want you to you need to know how to do this because no one's going to be walking around with a calculator in their pocket.
Right.
Oh my God, everyone has a phone right now. Same thing with AI. So guys, we can balk at it. People are freaking out. Kids are using it for essays and they're writing their schoolwork for it. Yeah. This is how it's going to be. They're going to have to modify how people are changing. But again, you can write it in a hand note. There's demonstrations of people that just drew like a sketch on a notepad. Guy takes a picture of it, it shows it, and it generates a website. It'll make the website for you because it does code also. How about this? You're at a restaurant. You want to be able to know what's on the restaurant menu. Now, Google could do this. Google Translate, Google Lens. Again, but the power is pretty popular. How about this? I'm sitting at my desk. What the hell is that? I know it's a dongle for a dock for my computer, but maybe my mom doesn't know how to program her VCR, or I have my kid's gaming system, or his PC. All you have to do is take a picture of it. ChatGPT will identify what you're looking at and will tell you what it is and how to do it. Maybe you want to learn how to adjust a bike seat in this example. It will identify the bike and it will begin to tell you, okay, you want to locate the quick release lever, and it will tell you what to do.
Did you take a picture of Ruby Moose?
I did, and it identified it all.
He said, what breed is it? And it told him what breed Ruby
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
and it's not going to be 100% correct, but maybe you're looking at a mountain range. You're like, I want to go there, but where is it? It'll tell you where it's at. Or maybe you're at dinner and you're like, I want to know what my friend is having for dinner, and I take a picture of it, and it will explain it to you what it is and how to get it. Hell, you can go to your refrigerator and take a photo of your refrigerator. It'll identify the contents of your refrigerator, and it'll say, okay, you're cheap. You need to go shopping, but based on your chicken, your bread, and your jam, this is a dish you can make. I'm like, oh my gosh. This is me sitting at a restaurant having dinner, and I was admiring this altar, and I took a picture, I circled it, told me exactly what it was. Now this is where it gets interesting. I'll do a demonstration then. This is now the ability on the Apple iPhone and the Android device to have conversations. So everything I was able to do with typing, I can now converse in real time with a voice that sounds human. I find myself the other day almost having a 90-minute conversation, which started as I need some topics to talk to realtors on ChatGPT, delved into advice on my difficult teenager, on what I should get him for his birthday, on the Gettysburg Address. Somehow I ended up learning about burrito restaurants in Tijuana, and I was laughing when I stopped. I said, oh my God, I've been talking to a computer this whole time. And people are using this for therapy, because you have a private device that listens to you, hears you, and responds in the way you like, the way you want, the way you need. And I am shocked at what it is able to do to it. So we'll do a demonstration of that. This is, again, a demonstration of what voices sound like, because you heard my voice, and it kind of sounded robot-y, and some of them sound robot-y. This is a demonstration of 11 labs. Again, it's infinite how many voices you can use at speed, but this is just so you can hear what it sounds like. You'll recognize it.
Cloning refers to the technology that captures and replicates the unique characteristics of an individual's voice.
So that voice that you hear is called Adam. It's the one that everybody hears on TikTok when you're scrolling through. You're like, I know that voice, because it's the most popular one and it begins with Adam. But again, you can create as much content that you want. If you don't want to use your own voice, you can. This is another feature of AI that I'm blown away with. This is called Runway ML. Not only do you have text to get response, you have text to image. You now have text to video. And it's even gotten more advanced. But this is me literally just going, I just got back from the Appalachian Trail and I was hiking, and I wanted to see if ChatGPT could make a video of a 50-year-old man walking through the woods, hiking the Appalachian Trail with a big backpack on with 3 of his friends. Now keep in mind, I only get 4 seconds. But this has never been created. This is not real people. This was made just by me texting it. So imagine if I made it 30 seconds, 50 seconds, 100 seconds. You're now able to take a still image of anything. Maybe you have a house and you want to show the front door opening, or maybe you want to create a video of your lost loved one and have them dancing or animating or smiling or talking. It is here, it is now, you can do it. And that was the real video of us walking the woods.
Just begin and take it.
Here's Google's version of it. Again, Bard is their version. I don't want to confuse this with their bigger, better, faster version of Gemini, which is going to be 5 times as fast as ChatGPT. But right now, this is absolutely incredible, because Google, as we all know, runs the world, it seems like. It ties into all their services, including YouTube, Maps, Drive, Docs, and Gmail. And this is their video explaining the value of how ChatGPT with. One second, it's using the internet.
An idea come to life when the information you need is in different places. But now you can collaborate with the world's information and your own, all in one place with Bard. With extensions, Bard can now connect to Google's apps, and even gives you the option to pull in your own information. Make it all come together, like when you're making a plan.
It's so crazy what you can do with it and how easy it is. So I think it's very powerful. If you all have Gmail accounts, and we probably all do, or YouTube, play with Google Bard is astounding. But Google is not sitting idly by, existential crisis-wise, and letting ChatGPT run the world. They're the biggest and the best because they were out the gate, the fastest and the first. But Google is supposed to be coming out with their version called Gemini, which will be apparently mind-boggling. But it's going to be called what's called, we all refer to as multimodal, meaning you can text, image, document, video, you name it. It can be created, it can be thrown into Google. So that's what they're going to be calling their product, and that's going to be coming very soon. Just touch real quick that I laugh at this, but the legislation, this is the executive order that was issued on the concern. I don't think that the cat's out of the bag. We're going to be able to stop this with legislation. And I like to bring this up because there is a dark side to this and a downside. Not only is it concerning with the rapid pace at which people are going to be replaced, but there are some downsides with what people can use it for. And I always like to point out that people are using it to impersonate other human beings, and they're going after elderly people, impersonating grandkids. You can do pictures, voices, sound like the kid. So I always advocate, have a code word if you're working with your loved ones, so that if anyone calls and you're questioning whether it's them, with the upcoming election, it's going to be a very commonplace where there are going to be videos that are put out that you can't tell if they're fake or not. And we can argue all day about how we should regulate and curtail this, but with China and Korea and Russia and everyone trying to make their own AI, there's just no way that we can go back now. The cat's out of the bag. A new feature that's built into ChatGPT for the paid version is your ability to create your own dedicated app. They call them GPTs. I like to refer to them as apps. So you can actually, these are some of the examples they have already built into the system. But what this basically does is it gives you the ability to take all the power of ChatGPT and make it specific. So maybe you want to have one for your kid's school. Maybe you want to have one for your job as a loan officer or realtor. Maybe you want to have one for date night with your wife. It doesn't matter. You can make it as specific as you want. This was just me, just said, make me a coloring book of a cat and a dog playing in the snow. So there's now, that's just one example of the unlimited power that you can do with it. So I just created one called Top Agent Finder. I gave it a name. It made the image for me. What's the description? It's going to aid for Maryland's elite realtors, and I said I want you to tailor to look for top performing real estate agents, provide them with market insights, property listings, legal advice, and I gave me some sample questions. So now I have a dedicated app built into ChatGPT that if I want, I can share to the world, and if people like it and it's like blows up, I can monetize it and make money off the App Store. And it's all built for free using the power of ChatGPT. It's no coding required. You don't have to do anything. This is a feature. This product came out last week on Friday. I just like to bring this up because we're all walking around with these cell phones in our hands. They're rapidly pushing that we're trying to get goggles and glasses. This is the AI pin by Humane. I think it's a little gimmicky, but this is just an example of what the world's coming to. This uses ChatGPT built in.
It's a standalone device and software platform built from the ground up for AI. There's two pieces, a computer and a battery booster. There are no wake words, so it's not always listening or always recording. In fact, it doesn't do anything until you engage with it. And your engagement comes through your voice, touch, gesture, or the laser ink display.
So we're all going to be walking around with devices now.
Humane
I just think that's
AI
make you aware. If you start seeing people wearing these,
and in the cloud.
that's using AI. This was really mind-boggling. This is AI actually making sales calls as a demonstration of the leads and people. This is actually a real-life example.
From AI, listen to this AI sales rep cold call a prospect. This is using Air AI, a platform that claims it can do 10 to 40-minute conversations using natural language and an AI robot. This AI sales rep is able to cold call a prospect and turn them into a qualified lead on the phone.
Hey, James. I'm not instant, man.
Yeah, no worries. I hate calls out of the blue too. But I'm actually from Apple, and I saw you were checking out Vision Pro and were about to pre-order but left the page.
Yeah,
I was curious, what had you looking into potential? Okay, I can respect that. Can I just ask one question before you go?
Fine, sure.
Why did you decide not to pre-order the Vision Pros? I saw you changed your mind last minute.
Because they are crazy expensive. I'm gonna get the Meta Quest instead.
I get it. But you saw what happened to Threads, right? Do you think the Meta Quest will end up being a better product than the
So
Vision?
that goes on to demonstrate how he was able to qualify him, get his information, talk about financing. Think that if you're not doing it, lenders are doing it now. Yes. I wanted this. My goal today was just to get your eyes open, to say, okay, these are some things. I don't know if I accomplished that or if any of you learned something today, but I did want to do a live demonstration. Let me show you what the actual talking to the ChatGPT app. Any questions, any success stories, anyone using it? So let me bring up ChatGPT. So you'll see down here in the feature, I can take a photo. I can upload pictures from my file. I can upload folder, anything from a file system, or I can use the.
Is this the free one on the phone?
Yes, the one, by the way, you want to look for is the one that has
I just do the
white
text
icon.
message thing, responding.
Yeah, I just asked it if it will know the future Powerball winners.
I just did the respond to the text message. I'm like, that sounds better than me.
See, real life. Yes.
So it's a couple questions on it. So like, is it the paid version you need to do for it to like make content for you, or like all this is just free?
So the paid version, they used to have a dedicated window with drop downs. You're like, all right, I want to make a picture, I got to go to this aspect. If I want to use plugins and and use Canva, I gotta go this one. Now they've rolled everything in together, and I believe that you have to have the paid version, which is again $20 a month to do these features. I unfortunately only use the paid version, so I don't know. Actually, let's do it now.
It seems so worth it.
If I switch from GPT-4, which is the paid version, and I jump to the free version of 3.5, I know right off the bat it gets rid of the paperclip, which allows me to upload things. But if I go to the chat, it took away. It gives. Okay, so there's Dolly. So let's do this now. What kind of dog is Jack?
It's a Pomeranian.
Create me an image of a brown-haired Pomeranian wearing a sombrero eating a burrito. So this is the free version. It uses the built-in feature, so that I know aspect is free. But guys, I'm having fun with this, but you can imagine using the ability to create marketing pieces, content ideas, and I'm happy to share it. And this, what we'll do is it'll generate the image, and then I can download it and then share it to Facebook, Instagram right from my phone. You can use the computer if you're old school and you don't have a mobile device. But this is just an example right there. Now that doesn't look like Jack's computer. But how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Now take his phone and you get in the picture. Where's Jack?
Come here.
Somebody get a picture of this guy.
Come here.
Oh my God.
Come here. I know.
Come here, Jackson.
Come here.
He's like, you're not putting me up on that.
Take a selfie. Take a
Start
selfie.
using it for
Yeah,
your
yeah.
knees.
Is anybody got a picture?
I got it. I got
So cute.
it. There we go.
I love it. So I'm not sure what you're limited to with the pay version versus, but I'm gonna go back to, and I'm gonna jump back to ChatGPT 4. So I wanna do a live demonstration again of the ability. So I find myself in the car conversing with this probably more than I talk to my wife, but it tells you a lot about me. But let's see.
How much is the?
So I'm looking for some advice. I wanna get a dog and I really like Pomeranians, but I'm leaning towards a Chihuahua. Can you tell me the benefits?
Choosing between a Pomeranian and a Chihuahua really depends on your lifestyle and preferences, as both breeds have their unique qualities. Pomeranians are known for their fluffy coats and lively personalities.
So you get the idea.
They're quite
So what gets weird is it'll but any topic, any person, so basically you have Google in your pocket in terms of the ability to search, but you now have the options of having 6 different voices converse to you in real time and respond and remember what you talked about. So if you're like going off track or you want them to change or be more succinct or funny, you can do that. So this was just my goal today, guys, is get you thinking of all the possibilities that you can use with it. But I wanted to answer any questions or any concerns or problems or demos.
So I had a second question.
Sure, yes.
So like before I got back into like regular residential real estate, I did nothing but wholesaling for 2 years.
Okay.
And like I hired VAs like outside the country.
Okay.
Cold call, like,
Explain what you mean by VA so people know what you mean. Do you guys know what a VA is? A virtual assistant?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like I could pull a list of like 15,000 like delinquent on their taxes or stuff, but it's like I don't have the time to bang out 15,000 fucking phone calls.
Yeah.
But like I could hire somebody who would do 100 phone calls
Yeah.
for like
Sure.
$10 a day. But it's obviously too like the moment they hear an accent, like just you can hear the drop rate.
Exactly. Exactly.
Do you think this is going to replace them fully, or?
Well, absolutely, because what's happening is they've created their own API, their application program interface for the technical term, that now companies can take and use on their own website. Maybe you have your own website. You can pull that into your CRM so that anyone that calls your landing page, your phone number, whatever marketing you put out there, they call, they get, and it's getting to the point where they're going to like air AI, have conversations in real time with these AI
So
autobots.
that's what I'm wondering too, because it's just like the harder part of the wholesaling too is it's like you deal with so many more objections than anything else.
Yeah.
Because you have somebody who's like the conventional route is not for them. But I'm just wondering, like, is it going to get to that point where it's just like
Look where it's at now. I'm sure. I mean, this is only in a year. In 5 years, we're not. It's going to be indistinguishable from even. And that's yes, absolutely. We've only. I mean, these advances have happened over the last 6 months. I can't even begin to imagine how easy it's going to be. You're going to have you talking on the phone, and maybe you call them up. I mean, absolutely. Yes, sorry, you had a question.
This has been great.
Thank you.
Where do you find the paid version?
So that's a good question. So let me go to the actual website so you can see this is the easiest version.
What's he
Jack,
got?
come here.
It's just a
And to add to that,
Okay.
there's a lot of different ChatGPT apps.
Yeah.
So
Good point.
Which
So-
which one's the real OG one?
So ChatGPT apps, the ones that you see, pay me $29.99, $39, those are called wrappers. They take the ChatGPT service, they create an app that looks like ChatGPT, and they just say, pay me, and all they do is direct you back, get the information, and bring it back into the app. Do not pay for the app. The app is free, and I showed you, it's white, and it looks like, it's the one that looks white on your phone right there, and I'll show it to you up close. But just so you know, if you're under your account, I'm on the website, under here at the bottom left, if you click on your name, and you come up to my plan, if you're not paying for it, it'll tell you, here's subscribe. I am, so it's $20 a month. That gives me access to GPT-4, which is the faster, more capable model. That allows me to browse the internet and create my own apps. It also allows me to search, create images just like I did for Jack, and throw documents at it. So the free version apparently on the phone allows you to have that conversation. You don't have to pay for that. But again, I would suggest playing with it without paying for it and see what you can do with it. If you want to accomplish more, I just wanted to tease you on some of the features you can do. But do not pay for the app. The app itself is free, it's dedicated, it's white, and has a black circle in it.
Do you need to pay should you have an account with Canva then?
I do not,
Okay.
and I use it. Now, Canva is great because they do have their built-in AI called a Magic Writer, and that people are singing its praises, is incredible. That is a professional account. I think that's fine. And speaking of some of the other ones, the other one I want to demonstrate is Midjourney. Midjourney is the de facto best AI art generator out there because it's more realistic. ChatGPT's version of DALL-E gives you some good stuff, but sometimes it's a little cartoony, sometimes a little fake. With Midjourney, the only downside, it's a little technical. It uses a bot called Discord, which is basically a gaming chat bot, and this is changing soon. They're gonna have a dedicated website, but with Midjourney, I pay $4 a month because of the value I get out of it. But let's just do the same prompt that we did with the dog. I'm just gonna have it imagine, and in our example, we said, give me a picture of a Chihuahua wearing a sombrero, eating a burrito, but make it realistic. And then what that'll do is it uses, bar none, the best AI art generator out there. It's gonna process the image right now, it's waiting to start. It'll give me 4 options, and then if I like one, I can upload it and enhance it. And if I don't like it, I can generate new. So right now it's generating it at 0%. Let's see how fast this goes. Usually it takes about a minute. But this is where I showed you that picture of the agent that was fake versus the agent that looked real. You can generate the most craziest things. So this is their version. Let's see, we're at 40%, 62%. And if I liked it, I can make it colorful. I think there's a lot of value in this. I can upload my own images and it can take, so maybe I like a style of Simpson. So here are the Chihuahuas it generated. Again, these are not real dogs, but they look real. That dog's never existed, but you can clearly see the difference in it. So I think that's valuable. That's $4 a month. But it's astounding what you can do. Now people are generating videos, making content. We all probably heard recently in the news they were able to use AI to create a new Beatles song that had never been created before. I had a guy at the library system the other day lose his mind. He said it was soulless, and where are we going with this? And that there's no humanity to it. Yeah, you can argue it all you want, but they're recreating artists. And I know there was a concert recently where Tupac performed. Now you can argue whether he's dead or alive, but he got up on stage and sang, and it wasn't him, but it sounded like him. People are using it to generate music. So the people that thought they weren't being touched by this, artists, musicians, creators, are the first ones that have been impacted by this. And people that have jobs that are technical, oh, we're fine. We're gonna be replaced by the people that are using it. I don't think we're gonna outright be outsourced, but this was just my goal today, is to give you guys some ideas. Any other questions? You guys are a chatty lunch. But I appreciate it. And again, if you guys have any questions, let me go back to my you guys can reach out to me. I am MarylandTitleGuy@gmail.com. You can find me at Maryland Title Guy on TikTok, Facebook, or social media, or you can take a picture of that QR code, and that'll take you to my jot sheet, and you just fill in your name. I'm happy to send out these slides if you should want them. I do thank you. Again, I'm with Liberty Title. If there's anyone that needs a quote, a service, a settlement statement, a CD, whatever you guys call it nowadays, let me know. I've been doing this for 15 years along with real estate. That's my primary goal. But I really enjoy this. If anyone wants specific instruction, give me a call. I'm happy to come talk to you. So appreciate it. You're welcome. I hope you guys are.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, Bill, where'd you come from? You just showed us.
Snuck in.
Oh my god.
Is this the app right here, right? This one?
Yes, so if you want to watch, so that is the dedicated app on your phone. And right now, see how it's free? Click on that, watch that.
You said it was.
Due to high demand or temporary pause upgrades.
I
So,
thought they were
so
like,
many people
check
are
it out
using
now.
it. You can't even
my
get
follow,
it.
boss. I'm kidding.
I'm trying to get it first.
It was 100 million users 6 months ago. So that's the first time I've seen it. So you just tried to upgrade and it said due to high demand, we're pausing upgrades. That's how powerful this is. Because ever since they introduced the App Store, people are using it to create apps. I mean, think about this. You can create an app that you can now monetize money that's using the power of Jarvis from Iron Man to do whatever you want. It's,
For Canva.
oh, for Canva alone. Alexa was sweating when I was sitting. She's like, I'm going to be out of a job. But yeah, let me show you with my phone. Grab that phone that's right next to you, my phone.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it. I'll pause that so we can.